Look at a typical compliance program in a nursing facility on paper, and it looks impenetrable. Binders of policies, robust committees, documented training. But under the pressure of an actual state survey, that same system often fractures. This failure stems from a cycle called the QAPI paradox. When an incident occurs, leadership defaults to blaming the individual involved. Staff are retrained. And because the underlying process was never corrected, the incident repeats. CMS explicitly categorizes individual staff retraining as the weakest, least effective form of corrective action. It relies entirely on human vigilance. Facilities locked in this loop perpetuate a culture of fear, where staff are incentivized to hide errors rather than solve the process failures causing them. The SICG QAPI dashboard replaces the uncertainty of cultural trust with the precision of structural accountability. By forcing every incident through embedded classification frameworks, the system prohibits dysfunctional management responses at the point of entry. You cannot bypass the system to blame an employee. This accountability is engineered through a three-part model, the high-reliability QAPI engine. Macro-level governance ensures reporting stability. Meso-level problem-solving generates structural fixes, and micro-level scaling measures individual consumer outcomes. This engine traces the flow of data from raw automated calculation through systemic root cause analysis directly into a state of continuous survey readiness. The system embeds these logic gates directly into the daily workflow, making a deceptive or non-compliant quality assurance program an operational impossibility. Facility staff currently lose hours to redundant data collection across isolated platforms, often manually retyping incident reports to prepare for monthly meetings. The SICG architecture reads directly from existing Feedstock tools. Information from trackers and checklists pipes into a central hub, feeding the aggregation engine without manual re-entry. This automated aggregation shifts the coordinator's workload from passive gathering to active performance analysis. Module A, the pre-meeting primer, uses this Feedstock to auto-generate a readiness checklist 7 days before the steering committee meets, ensuring data is current. This data populates Module B, the KPI dashboard, providing the real-time operational pulse of the facility. Administrators monitor customized threshold alerts across 6 critical categories, including safety, clinical quality, and staffing. These instant performance visualizations allow leadership to identify and address negative trends before they escalate into state citations. Administrative compliance serves as the foundation for the facility's primary objective, individual consumer recovery. This goal attainment scaling trajectory maps standard behavioral data on a 5-point scale, overlaid with markers showing when performance improvement projects were implemented. Visualizing these points together demonstrates the correlation between systemic facility stability and individual consumer treatment progress. Tracking these standardized behaviors validates whether systemic interventions are actually improving the quality of care. Reducing operational errors is only effective if those corrections result in measurable improvements to consumer recovery. All potential systemic issues, from incident patterns to resident feedback, enter the system through the Module C concern queue. To prevent reflexive blaming, every entry passes through the Just Culture framework. The system requires categorizing behavior as human error, at-risk behavior, or reckless behavior. The dashboard forces this active classification before permitting a disposition. If an issue is classified as human error, the software engages a guardrail. It explicitly prohibits staff retraining as a valid corrective action, issuing a validation warning. This forced logic redirects leadership to the RCA toolkit in Module E, where they identify the actual process failure that allowed the error. Every performance improvement project must select interventions from the corrective action strength hierarchy. The system prioritizes strong actions, like physical redesigns, or intermediate actions, like software checklists. This enforces systemic fixes over human memory. This required sequence of operations breaks the pattern of perpetual retraining by forcing the facility to address the environment itself. Under the SICG platform, systemic accountability is a mandatory constraint coded directly into the administrative software. Maintaining high reliability requires a shift from resolving specific incidents to evaluating the health of the organizational system itself. Module F integrates the CMS 22-item QAPI self-assessment tool directly into the workflow for annual or semi-annual review. This visualization compares year-over-year assessment scores. It serves as a regulatory quick check, exposing operational vulnerabilities before a surveyor enters the building. Executive leadership uses these scores to identify priority gaps, mapping out necessary improvements in real time. Sustained compliance is a byproduct of predicting and mapping these failure points, rather than simply reacting to citations. Raw data feeds KPIs, flagging issues, triggering root cause analysis, and mandating strong, systemic corrective actions. The final administrative hurdle is proving this interlocking process to state and federal surveyors upon request. Module G, the written plan generator, leverages this workflow. It populates a formal document with live data blocks pulled from the KPI, PIP, and Just Culture modules. This generator uses specific facility toolsets and live data, replacing static language from standard manuals. This generates a formatted 22-section written QAPI plan, a living document meeting all CMS regulatory requirements. Handing a dynamically generated document to a surveyor provides immediate administrative security. A continuous evidence trail spanning every shift supports each claim in the document, providing a verifiable record for state and federal oversight. The dashboard exposes operational gaps in real time, ensuring that high reliability and survey success result directly from the enforced workflow.